all that luggage, that is a big win. But it's more than the convenience. What we're really interested in is the opportunity to grow our economy on the back of direct connectivity.
Job vacancies have fallen by 4.5% in February, according to new figures from the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Western Australia is the only state to buck the downward trend, seeing a 3.9% increase. Despite the slump, vacancies are still 44.5% higher than pre-COVID levels. Now turning to 5AA sport.
Unleash the night at the Crazy Horse Review, where every show is unforgettable. Hindley Street.
Port and the Crows will reveal their squads for this weekend next hour. Adelaide meet the Gold Coast on Saturday, while the Power have a home game against St Kilda on Sunday. Tonight there's a blockbuster at the MCG. Carlton take on Collingwood in the round 4 opener. West Coast skipper Oscar Allen has faced the media in Perth, remorseful after he was caught meeting with Hawthorn coach Sam Mitchell. Matthew Clark will step down as the Crows' AFLW coach at the end of the coming season. He's been in charge for 8 seasons, winning 2 premierships. And Liverpool is a step closer to the EPL title after a 1-0 win against Everton at Anfield. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Afternoon in Modbury Heights, got a crash to look out for. A few delays there too. It's on the Golden Way to McIntyre Road. Burnside has a burst water main slowing proceedings up. Glenburn Road near Greenhill Road. Welland Carvey Building, Welland Avenue near Fisher Street. Busy South Road, Karratha Park with the camera Lefevre Terrace at North Adelaide. Live big at a Porto. Try the Grande Chicken Bites. Abundant chicken breast pieces with a crispy buttermilk coating and dipping sauce. 3 and 5 packs available at a Porto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow 21, Saturday mostly sunny 22, Sunday a shower or 2 23. Right now it's 21 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thanks, I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, Trump's 10% tariffs, what they mean for South Australians. Non-stop to San Francisco, the historic new flights from Adelaide Airport. Housing hope, is the rental market finally cooling? Your first look at the new Nintendo Switch and the incredible discovery of a white penguin on a South Australian beach. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey, I am flabbergasted, and Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's Thursday, which means it's game day. Massive night for footy at the MCG this evening, while some big changes are on the way for both the Crows and Power. The anticipation builds for round 4. Rowey, Timmy G, good afternoon.
Yeah, thanks very much, Sam. Looking forward to tonight because we need your help. Give us a call, 8223 0000. How do we solve the holding the ball confusion? Now, that's only been going for, I don't know, 150
Forever.
years. But I'm going to get to it because Luke Beveridge wants some help with it. So we thought we'd call on our listeners to give us a hand with it, 8223 0000. Do you know, today I was cruising along and I got reminded that sometimes in life you just have to stop and smell the roses. I reckon there's 2 great smells in life, Steve, and I don't think you'll disagree with me on one. Cut grass just before finals in September. That is a magnificent smell. There's nothing better than that one going up your schnoz, right? The other one was what I experienced today at around about 11:30 in the western suburbs. Rain coming down after a long dry spell, and it comes off a steaming road, and you just bring that into the lungs. That has got to be one of the great smells. And I reckon in sport, when you get one of those just before you run out to play, it's just a fantastic, inspirational smell.
Yeah, Timmy, you're right. Welcome. Oh, they're not on my podium. Just as you do it.
Those
They're
two
good.
aren't.
No, they're not.
Right, okay. What do you got for
I
them?
think a 2-stroke outboard motor. The fumes from that are quite exhilarating.
Why does that not surprise me? Yes, I think it's had its effects on you. There's no doubt about that.
To be fair, I thought you were about to say the smell of victory
Oh, yeah.
at
Well,
Royal Regency. I thought that's what you were about to
hello.
say.
well, that would be a magnificent smell.
Hello.
But we didn't play today. So, yeah.
But
He
you're
ran
right,
away.
Rain.
It's
Rain's
a
good.
great
Cut grass is a
isn't
good
it?
smell.
Cut grass.
What about a new car?
New car smell.
new car
That is a
smell.
great smell. I can't say I've experienced it too many times in my life. Normally borrowing somebody else's, but a new car smell's right up there. Yeah, it's a good idea. What's your inspirational smell? Let us know that. You know, when you the other one.
Macca will text me in a minute.
This has got
What
some...
would he like, liniment?
No, he would.
Yeah.
Raw meat.
Yeah. But you've got to say, walking into a change
Cockles.
room,
Yeah.
the old
That's a
Venka
good
rub
smell.
and all that smell, that's a good smell.
I'll tell you a kid smell when I grew up, when we used to go and play 8 and 8s, under 10s or under whatevers.
Yeah.
The football manager or the coach at the time or the coach's wife would bring in the big old suitcase full of the jumpers.
Oh, yes.
And when that opened, it was, I don't know whether it was a mothball
The old
smell,
mothballs.
but
They'd had him in there for a whole summer.
that's it. The case
Yes.
would open, that wooden case would open.
And you die for the number you wanted.
And you die for it was that is a childhood memory I'll never forget.
That is a great smell.
Isn't it?
Well done.
That
See,
smell.
you're getting inspired now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. You know, the other one is a brand new pair of leather boots or sand shoes, and you pull them
That's
out
a
of the
smell.
box. That's a magnificent
That's a
smell, isn't
smell.
it? Yeah.
And my next 3 are rude, so I won't mention
All
them.
right,
I was
don't
gonna
do
say, this
those.
topic's got
Keep
warts
those
all
smells
over
to
it.
yourself.
I immediately went to my wife and I thought, well, I'm going to stop that
That's
right
where it
there.
ends. That's where it ends. But no, give us your inspirational sporting smell.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, geez,
Where did we go? We
a little bit
digressed.
rain and
No,
off
but
we
they don't
went.
get calls.
Oh,
They don't
yeah.
get calls.
I think we've all got one. Here we
Inspirational
go.
sporting
You
smells.
just brought up a great memory. You
Sue
did.
at Henley's already said the onions at Bunnings. Yeah, the Bunnings
That's a
snag.
smell.
That's good,
That's
Sue.
a great smell.
That's a smell.
That's a great smell. And it's sort of a sporting smell because you're on the way to a sporting event.
Egg and bacon.
Correct.
You go and get what you need from
That's it.
Bunnings, get that, and then move on to the event. So, I
Good
love
on
it.
you, Sue.
Hey, the smell of victory, and that's a good one, Sam. The smell of victory is probably the best smell you'll ever get. But I think from the Adelaide Crows' point of view, they got a very important game against the Gold Coast. They have a couple of injuries for the first time and a couple of seriously good players in Rochelle and Crouch now out with a hip flexor. So
That's confirmed.
that
Not
is-
confirmed, but there's
Well, we're thinking it's going to
it's
be.
a rumbling.
But Nixie, the coach, he's not panicking at all. He just goes, injuries
Yeah, we've
equals
got our
opportunities.
challenges now, but we've also got that creates opportunity and someone who deserves that opportunity because we've had a squad at the moment that are in a pretty rare spot. They're playing some elite footy.
You won't be smelling anything in a minute if you do that again.
Well, he's got a good nose to have a good smell. Hey.
Hey, what about those?
Well-
Say Crouch is out because I'll tell you why I say this. I had a mate message me on the Monday after the weekend's games. He said to me, if you're doing a coach or a player from the Adelaide Crows, ask him why Crouch only played 81 minutes. He said, I was watching the
copped the
whole
knock.
thing and he said he'd hardly played in the third term and he said probably looks like maybe he's got an injury. He said played 97 and 98 minutes the week before. And this is bloke, he's called the K-Man. He doesn't miss a beat. He does not miss a beat.
Okay.
And I confirmed it looks
could
like it's
smell
a
it.
hip flexor. He could smell it.
Now, the game versus Gold Coast just got harder for me. Rochelle's out. So I said Draper comes off for the sub bench, Nankervis sub. Now there's talk that Matt Crouch is out with a hip flexor. I did cop a knock. I did see it in that North game last week. So Sid Draper still goes onto the field, but not as a forward, as now as a midfielder. I think Nankervis will stay as the sub, and I think they're going to have to make a decision between Pedler, Berry or Murphy. I hope it's Pedler. There is talk it may very well be Murphy, but Nankervis has to be there. If there was one player they didn't want to miss this week, it was Matt Crouch.
Against a very good midfield, you're right.
Against a midfielder called Matt Rowey.
What do you say, he's first offhand?
Well, I was going to say he's probably one of the best midfielders that can read an oppo's hand as good as any. So he's not there. Suns, number 1 for centre square, number 1 for score from centre square, number 1 ground ball, number 2 score from turnover, number 1 score from stoppage.
Jeez.
That game just got mighty harder with Matty Crouch out.
Yeah. Now, okay, we will confirm that later. It does look that way, but
Teams at 10 to 6, done.
550. Hey, he'll talk about on fire. Well
That's
done.
got a smell now. That's got a
It
losing
just
smell
started
about
to
it.
lose its, yeah.
And you know that little lid that was bubbling that it's just
Somebody turned the gas off.
turned the blue flame off.
Yeah.
Here is no bubbling.
How dare they?
Well, hang on, they haven't lost yet.
No, what are you talking about? Where's the blue sky?
Stephen, blue sky.
Now, on the other side of the wicket, Port Adelaide surprisingly could get Zach Butter's back. Could have the Zach attack, and we need him. Let me tell you, our contested possessions are way down. So Ken says he's a big chance.
Zach thought he was ready 5 weeks ago for that Zach. So now we'll be. Look, if Zach plays, he'll be more than ready.
There you go. So he's saying if he gets through now, we got reports that he did get through the main session. He did all the match sim. He did all the competitive stuff. So I would say that it's very likely now, looking towards the needle, pushing towards very likely. And to back it up, his teammate, Asava Ratugolea, who was playing his 100th AFL game this week, rates his chances.
I feel like that bloke hurt his knee last week and he's back to it. But even today, seeing him in the match play and stuff, him twisting and turning, because I kind of did a similar one to him, and I'm still trying to build my confidence back in my knee, but he sort of moves on like nothing. But yeah, if anyone's going to come back the quickest or break records, it's probably that bloke. So it's exciting me seeing him out there, so I can't wait to have him in because he's probably one of the most important players for us.
So he's giving him a rap about the way he's moving sideways and dodging and weaving. That's good.
Well, there's been a knock-on effect of Zach not being there. The team's missed him. Certainly your fans have missed him, and certainly he not being there is missed. But there's one bloke in that team that's missed him more than any. His name is Connor Rowey. Yeah. Now Zach draws opponents. He wins the contest. He feeds the ball, and all of that's gone onto Connor Rowey's shoulders. And he's not that player. Zach is.
You're right.
You watch Connor Rowey on the weekend. If he's not best, he'll be second best because Zach will be either first best or second. They are like Batman and Robin, those two. Yeah. And poor old Connor has missed his Robin or Batman.
Yes, both ways.
I think Zach would be the Batman, and I think Connor would be the Robin.
Okay.
Or would you have it the other way?
I probably wouldn't use that analogy, but that's all right. I'll just say.
Does that analogy have a smell of it, does it?
It has a bit of a smell, yeah. I think it's what we were talking about the other day. Remember we said great sporting duos?
I'm telling you.
Not one better than the other.
Connor has missed
McNamee, McNamara.
You watch what happens on the weekend.
Woodford.
There you go.
There you go. I agree with you.
But I think Connor needs Zach more than Zach needs Connor.
Okay.
That's why I went Batman, Robin.
Well played.
Because Batman could have done well without Robin. Actually didn't need Robin.
Oh, no, he's in a lot of trouble at times.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
Robin got him out of trouble?
Yeah, got him out. Yeah.
Okay.
Asava Ratugolea, as I said, playing his 100th AFL game, and he's a very modest lad. Have a listen.
I came in as a really raw kid, not knowing what my future looked like at AFL level. So whether to play one game was a great achievement, but to make 100 games is awesome, mate. And I'm proud of that, and my family's proud of that too. So that's the most important thing as well. So yeah, it's a great achievement, and I'm looking forward to it.
He's a good lad, very, very humble and very appreciative that he's played 100 games. So let's hope it's another good one for him on the weekend.
Just before you move on,
yes, sir.
The
smell?
Comestyle food text line's gone berserk. There's actually a name for water hitting the earth.
I didn't know.
Petrichor.
No, petrichor.
Petrichor.
So the anticipation of first rain, that's that smell. Petrichor.
Okay. After a warm, dry weather.
Hey, here's another one. Brand new tennis balls.
Oh, that's a great smell.
That's a good smell.
Well done.
Nice.
No, that's on the text line. Don't credit
who
me.
did that?
That's
Who
good.
does that?
Jared.
I like the name. I like
Exceptional, Jared.
And you know when you put it right up to your nose, you get a bit too much of a whiff and you get a bit of a head rush.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That is okay.
It's worth it.
It's a bit like, who's that, Don King? You get a bit of the hair.
Yeah, the hair, straight up.
Straight up.
The old Slazenger's coming out of the can.
Anyone else got any more cans of Spalding tennis balls?
Sporting smells. How good's this? Loving it. It's rolling on. Carlton v Collingwood, sell out at the G tonight.
Sell out.
Ooh. Now, I know all the doom and gloomers are saying Carlton could be 0-4. These games, are, you got to be careful. They're like showdowns. It doesn't matter where you are on the ladder and the like, but something can happen. If Carlton go 0-4, is it the end of their season? People have said that. I say no, because Hawthorn are a great example of it. Hawthorn was 0-5 last year. Nobody actually remembers that. I just remember this great run afterwards.
Didn't Sydney start a season 0-4, 0-5 and end up top 4? 0-6
it was.
Made finals.
So, yeah, it's not all over, but you'd like to get a win somewhere along the line.
Good teams can come back. I don't know that they're a good team. Crows were 0-4. Look what happened, 15th.
Yeah. Thursday night footy, we'll see how that goes. Oscar Allen, we've heard about that all week. Co-captain meeting with an opposition coach. He's come out today and apologised.
Yeah.
I mostly
feel remorseful towards our fans, playing members, supporters, staff. I can imagine how you guys are feeling, and for that I'm incredibly remorseful. I'm going to continue my role as co-captain alongside Liam Duggan this season. In conversation with people at the footy club, everyone feels like it's the right thing to do, and I still am really confident I'm the right man alongside Duggo to take this club forward.
He's hurting.
Well, I think he knows he made a mistake, and he probably thought he wasn't going to get caught. But Perth's a bit like Adelaide. You go out, you're going to get seen.
Timmy, it's worse.
Yeah. Well,
they got crocodiles and curtains over there.
Bit more focus?
Oh, lippy, focus, all that. But you know what? He's got John Worsfold as his footy manager, and he's got Pikey as his CEO. They've got their arms around him. He'll be right.
Malcolm at Highbury messaged me and said that apology was a Clayton's apology. Now, you know what a Clayton's apology
I know what a Clayton's is.
It's
an
apology you have when you're not having an apology.
Yeah.
Which is a classic line from that. It was, what was his name? A famous actor, Jack Thompson. He did the adverts for it. Remember? It was non-alcoholic drink.
But I disagree. I think he was hurting. You could hear his voice breaking a bit. No, he's hurting. Imagine having to stand. You've been a captain, standing in front of your peers and saying sorry.
I wouldn't do it.
And your assist, well, of course you wouldn't, but imagine if you had to.
No, I'd make them apologise to me. So,
wow,
I was a dictator. I wasn't a captain.
Wow, Idi Amin.
No, dead set was.
That's got to smell.
Dead set was.
Oh wow!
I know it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe, but I definitely was a dictator. Now I opened the show with the holding the ball. Luke Beveridge totally confused.
There's just too much uncertainty across the league in regards to source pressure situations with tackling and being tackled. No one understands the rule anymore, and it's very difficult to coach it. How long can you hang on to the ball? Can you attempt to dispose of it, throw it out, miss it completely? Is it play on? No one understands it. So, the suggestion from me was to make sure we bring back prior opportunity and validate incorrect disposal. Because when you think back to why it went this way, it was the concussion risk with sling tackles and holding on too long, blow the whistle earlier. But we've gone from that to now just total confusion. Whereas coaches have ever felt as helpless around that and coaching it than now.
Wow.
I reckon as players, spectators, the whole time we've always argued about holding the ball, haven't we? It's never been a real black and white call.
But, Timmy, that's a premiership coach who's been coaching for a lot of years saying I've never felt so helpless or confused. Now, as a footballer, and you know this, the worst friend you can have as a footballer is uncertainty or confusion or to second guess.
Because you hesitate.
That's exactly right, Timmy. It's the worst position to be in. Now, it might be because you don't know the game plan. It might not be because of you don't know a technique. But what a coach teaches, the good ones, is technique and game plan. You don't want to ever cross the line and not have those two. That is a dangerous comment. And if that's a premiership coach feeling like that, what hope have we got?
Give us a call, 8223 0000. Can you help the competition? Can you help Luke Beveridge? Can we solve the holding the ball confusion? Can you do it? Let me know. That'd be terrific. And your great sporting smells. That Mark one with the brand new tennis balls, that is a cracker.
Yeah. Here's a couple more. Humble pie. And maybe I should smell it. Another one. Keep them coming in. It's good fun. Unique home style food text. This is one from Nicholas. The smell of a very well worn but slightly damp Sharon. Yes.
Oh, it's so specific.
That has a distinct smell.
That is a very good one.
Isn't it?
Put some time and effort into that. I love it.
Good footballers would have that smell on their hands immediately after the game.
Oh, yeah.
Something I never experienced.
Oh, no,
but Timmy
definitely did.
That is a smell.
Tim on the tractor reckons he only got about 2 mil over there. So sorry, Timmy. I wish he got more.
21 minutes after 4, we're going to speak to a legend of Collingwood and Australian football in Peter Dacos at 4:30. We'll speak to the milestone man from Port Adelaide, 100-gamer Esava Ratugolea. Riley O'Brien's with us in studio. Doc Clark is stepping down from the Crows AFLW coaching ranks at the end of the season. He'll join us on the show. And, of course, team selections at 5:50 tonight and your chance to win Port Adelaide locker room tickets. 8223 0000. It's 22 after 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
The Crows' impressive start to the season rolled on when they notched up their third straight win against the Kangaroos.
They've won all 12 quarters they've played in this season.
However, their next challenge, the Suns, are also yet to lose a game.
The Gold Coast Suns undefeated.
Saturday Arvo on 5AA. It'll be a revealing encounter as the Crows do battle with the Suns on the Gold Coast.
I'm not going anywhere.
AFL Live on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
What do free Medicare urgent care clinics, cheaper medicines, cheaper childcare, free TAFE, energy bill relief and tax cuts for every taxpayer all have in common? They've all been delivered by the Albanese Labor government to ease cost of living, and Labor will do more. More free Medicare urgent care clinics, more tax cuts, more energy bill relief, more bulk billing for all Australians and 20% off HEX debt. Labor is building Australia's future.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
Talking great sporting smells, 50 years ago, down the parade, they would have been smelling the champagne flowing after winning the SNFL flag after a big drought. And 50 years ago, Sterling Homes was setting the standard. Yep, a long time in business, but that's what they do now to celebrate their 50th anniversary. They're inviting you to share your dream with them.
They have a genuine smell, a new home, because everything's new.
It's true.
That's a smell.
Yeah.
And the Sterling Home smell is brilliant because you'll get $15,000 worth of luxury upgrades.
Luxury.
It's your way and it's at no extra cost. So do the deal, and on top of, you can do this. Choose from, I don't know, solar panels.
Yeah.
What about a Stone's bench top?
That looks nice.
And generally, the air conditioning's the last thing in.
Summer and winter.
No.
Reverse
air
cycle.
conditioning, reverse cycle, and they've got the 2.7 metre high ceilings. They're all included. Sterling Homes.
Makes you feel a lot better there. Sterling Homes builds on blocks of all shapes and sizes, so it doesn't matter if it's as big as Adelaide Oval or just the Gold Square, because at Sterling Homes, your home.
That's good. I like that. Visit their display homes. They're right across our state. For locations, just do this, sterlinghomes.com.au. Do it again, all one word, sterlinghomes.com.au. T&Cs apply.
Hi gardeners, Charlie Allbone here. You're listening to Rich Grow's Black Marvel fruit and citrus food, producing bigger, juicier fruits. Its proven formula contains the perfect blend of quality nutrients and fast-acting potash and iron to create the Rich Grow effect. To see the difference in your garden, grab some Rich Grow Black Marvel fruit and citrus food and grow you good things. Available at Bunnings Warehouse.
Going away on a road trip this Easter? Get ready to roll with TJM's Flash Sale. Score big and save up to 40% off camping gear and light bars, plus 20% off suspension, 20% off canopies and 20% off recovery gear. Want to know more and see what else is on sale? Head into TJM Nailsworth or Ranella to get your Easter road trip ready. But hurry, sale ends Friday, April 4th. Take the lead with TJM.
It's Cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale this weekend.
Cheapest Chips.
Members get 20% off garden solar pots and ornaments and fixtures, so sign up today. Don't miss the Chippy Rewards Super Sale. Live cheaper, Friday to Sunday with Cheapest Chips.
Ignition for Men. Adelaide's home of impeccable class and style offer a range of suits by leading Italian brands, including the unparalleled quality of Armani, Canali, Zegna and more. Ignition for Men. What you wear speaks volumes about who you are and where you're going in the world. Make your mark with Ignition for Men. Best fit, best brands. 54 Paynham Road, Stepney. ignitionformen.com.au.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
26 minutes after 4 on this Thursday night. We have so much to come up on the show. Peter Dacos in about 5 minutes' time. Asava Radigalia as well before 5 o'clock, and Riley O'Brien in the studio. But we're asking for your calls, 8223 0000. And Timmy's gone with a cracking topic tonight, the best sporting smells around. We'll get your calls next for Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted custom design, fixed pricing, total peace of mind, because trust is a must.
In the Parklands, a crash, Fullerton Road just before the Britannia roundabout. Winvale crashed there too, the Golden Way to McIntyre Road, slow in all directions through there. Addenhurst Waterway getting fixed at Modbury at the moment, Ryde Road near McIntyre Road. Busy South Road, Edwardstown, Slow, Brighton Road, Glenelg East with a camera at the FIVEAA Terrace at North Adelaide. Liquorland is giving away 5K a day. Scan your flybys with any liquor purchase for your chance to win a $5,000 Coles gift card. Ends April 20. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
All right, let's get to Anthony at Plimpton Park. G'day, Ant.
G'day, Uncle Timmy. How are you?
All right, buddy. Yourself?
Good.
That's
good.
all right.
Thank you. Just quickly, I heard you. Well, Rowey, I heard you talking about the Zach Butters being out has affected Connor Rosey. I totally agree with you, but I think it's affected Jason Francis more.
Okay. Yeah, tell us why.
That's just my opinion, because I think more attention's gone to him than Connor Rosey.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's, as I said, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think the other thing, Anthony, and you might...
Mine's more the
up.
feeding of the ball to the outside of Connor to break shoulders out.
Yeah.
Which is when he's at his best.
Which is the combo that you want.
That's it.
But I think for Jason too, I think they've tried to play him a lot forward as well because of the fact that we don't have any forwards. So I think that might have had a bearing on it as well. But good pickup, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Anthony. Good knowledge
Good
there. Zach's back. That's great.
Yeah, it is. Great sporting smells. David Alberton, you'd have one.
Well, there's contrasting smells come cricket season. The best one come cricket season is when you get your cricket bat out, give it a light sand and hit the linseed oil on.
Yeah.
You know the season's starting.
Great call.
But at the same time you get the worst smell in cricket, which is the socks that you wore in the last game 6 months earlier still in your bag.
Got to open the kit up. Did you used to knock your bats in, Dave? My brother was a cricketer. Oh, all night long, because we had a double bunk.
Bang, bang, bang.
Could you stop
the
that?
work you had to put into a bat was unbelievable.
There's a few of these. Here's one from Annie. Timmy G. A puppy smells nice.
A brand new
I tell you what, we've got
newborn baby.
We've got a newborn baby. The first thing I do when I hold her is I just smell her head. Oh, that smell is just pure.
Yeah, we had the new
and
twins
innocent.
last night, and Angela was doing exactly that.
The worst
Get your
smell
heart.
in football. Do you want the worst smell in football?
Well,
There's a few of these.
Yeah.
Bix, half-time, 93 premium. Poor old Bix will never live that down. Here's another smell, the number 119.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, all right. Break, quick.
It's getting worse and
Dump
worse. 29 after 4 headlines and Peter Dacos next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Australia won't take any of our beef. They don't want it because they don't want it to affect their farmers. And you know what? I don't blame them, but we're doing the same thing.
I don't blame them, but we're doing the same thing.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Banning?
I don't know. I mean, is it a 10% tariff or is it a ban? I think the outcome of this is going to be total economic disaster.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
It can be a dangerous game.
5AA Breakfast.
There's a reason the whole world has said since 1930 we don't do this anymore.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Wayville Hyundai's 2024 stock clearance is on now. Every new 2024 Hyundai is priced to clear. No waiting, no delays. You can drive away today. Did you know you can always get your car in quicker for a service at Wayville Hyundai? Enjoy peace of mind knowing you're in the best hands with our expert service team. Ask about our service now, pay later options. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground at 11 Goodwood Road.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon. Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. Both men vying to be Prime Minister have slammed new US tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. South Australians will be able to fly direct from Adelaide to San Francisco from December. Shrinkflation has hit Easter eggs. And in sport, Collingwood and Carlton go head-to-head at the MCG tonight. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
In the Parklands, a crash, Fullerton Road just before the Britannia roundabout. Winvale crash there too, the Golden Way to McIntyre Road, slow in all directions through there. Adderburst Waterway getting fixed at Modbury at the moment, Ryde Road near McIntyre Road. Busy South Road, Edwardstown, slow, Brighton Road, Glenelg East with a camera at the FIVEAA Terrace at North Adelaide. Liquorland is giving away 5K a day. Scan your flybys with any liquor purchase for your chance to win a $5,000 Coles gift card. Ends April 20. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy tonight down to 10, partly cloudy tomorrow 20. 21. Right now it's 21 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
At Coles, do Easter the chocolatey way. With 40% off Cadbury Easter egg carton, 306 grams, now just $8. Save $5.50. Easter's delicious every way. With great value, hands down, at Coles. Offer ends 20 April.
Imagine waking up in a home designed for luxury living, where every day brings the opportunity for a morning swim, state-of-the-art wellness amenities, and evenings spent with friends. Retirement isn't about slowing down, it's about living on your own terms. Living Choice has created luxury homes with premium resort-style amenities and a community of like-minded individuals who believe retirement is about living life to the fullest. Make your choice. Living Choice. Go to livingchoice.com.au.
When it comes to buying and selling property, you need an agent who's not just there for the quick sale. No, sirree. You need someone who can stand their ground to ensure you're maximising your home's potential. Now, there's a good reason Toop and Toop is defying market trends and continuing to deliver premium outcomes for its clients.
It's a rare industry where you can get the best, a blue chip lane, and it doesn't matter because they work on percentage. They're the best. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of areas you can't get. I can't get a Rolls Royce, but you can get the best, and that's Toop and Toop.
Correct.
Anyone can get them. Anyone can get Toop and Toop.
Just call them.
Well, that's it. They've got 40 years of history. Bronte and his team understand the market like no other. They know what it takes to maximise your dollars in a sale, and that's all you want as the vendor. I just want to maximise my dollars.
Thank you.
You know you can get it with Toop and Toop, Adelaide's trusted real estate advisors.
Now, here's how to get hold of them. You can visit toop.com.au. You can call 8362 8888. Don't forget, you can hear Bronte and the Toop and Toop team on Real Estate Radio with Stacey Lee every Wednesday at 2 p.m. right here on 5AA.
Liquorland is giving away $5K a day until Easter Sunday. Simply scan your flybys with any liquor purchase from Liquorland for your chance to win a $5,000 Coles gift card every day. Plus, when you shop participating brands like Wild Turkey, you'll receive a bonus entry into our daily draw to win a $5,000 Coles gift card. Cheers! Head in store or shop online today for your chance to win. Cheers! Liquorland. T's and C's apply, ends 20th of April. Choose to drink wise.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
26 minutes to 5 of Sava Radigalia in Game 100 to join us before 5 o'clock tonight. We have Riley O'Brien live in studio after 5 o'clock and your calls, of course, and a bit of news around in the A-League. Great news this weekend. Is set to become the first player ever to reach 250 A-League appearances for Adelaide United.
Little champ.
Amazing, isn't it? So if you want to head along and support Is and our Reds in a must-win game against Sydney FC on Saturday night, 8223 0055. We have a double pass to give away right now to one of our lucky listeners.
Well, for our generation, Stephen Rowe, the name Dacos means another person, a legend of Collingwood. Kicked 90-odd goals in the year they won the flag in 1990. Was, I would think, the pioneer of the dribble goal and the freak goal from the boundary line. An absolute champion in his own right. Peter Dacos, g'day, mate.
Tim, Stevie, what an intro. Thank you, boys. It's a pleasure to be with you. Looking forward to it.
Well, exciting.
The Macedonian Marvel.
Yeah, the Macedonian Marvel is how he was known. But you're doing a couple of gigs in Adelaide next week, which is great. Well, the first one's on Tuesday night, April 8th. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite, but that's at the Exchange Hotel Gawler, so everybody in and around that area can come on in. Should be a great show. And then you're doing a Friday lunch at the Kensington Hotel.
Yep.
Beautiful. That's on the Friday, April 11th. 3-hour drink package, 3-course lunch. How good's that? So tickets at Sticky Tickets for that one. So get your first ones at the Exchange Hotel Gawler at Eventbrite and get your second ones for the Kenzie at Sticky Tickets. Should be really good shows. But firstly, mate, it's the intro was probably the younger generation might go, oh, is that Nick and Josh's dad? How do you feel now being the father of? Well, that's it. That's his dad.
You're spot on, Tim. I think, look, the thing is that, I finished playing 31 years ago, like you guys. I mean, we're all the same vintage, same era. I think Rowey played naturally a lot later than I was still going. But, look, and I sit okay. They call me the third best Dacos now, so the way I look at it, the way I look at it, if they hand 3 medals out at the Olympics, bronze still worthy of something. So, mate, I'll take the bronze any time.
I love that. With your 2 boys and Carlton are taking on Collingwood tonight. When you watch them in these huge games, and you played a lot against the arch enemy there, the 2 boys, you get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I mean, I see it in the crowd, but to see them play against your old rivals like that must get the old hairs on the back of the neck sticking up.
Oh, look, it's any game. I mean, but it's a lot easier to get excited, even as a player, and you guys can relate to it. I mean, when you're running out in front of 80, 90,000, the coach doesn't need to do anything. He picks his team, opens the door and lets them go. I mean, if you need motivation, there's something wrong. I always say a coach really has his hands full or needs to really be coaching the guys when they're expected to win. I mean, you think of the Carlton-Richmond game, first game of the year. I mean, you've got to give them every reason to go out there and treat the bottom team as if they were the top team. So, yeah, look, tonight's easy, isn't it? Turning up, I can't wait to get to, the ground, and there'll be 80+ thousand there. The Blues, even though their record, doesn't, on the surface look like it's going to be, a great game. I think it's going to be a great game because clearly Bossy and his boys, have their backs against the walls. There's all the standard lines. But the Pies, their form's been good. They had the week off, which even though early in the year, I think is still going to keep them in good stead. It's such a long year. So it's going to be a cracking game in Melbourne. The weather is fantastic. So thank you to you guys. You've extended your weather into us, so not a breath of wind out there. I don't know what the G will be like, but, buckle up for a great game of footy.
You're a legend, Dakes. Now, Pies can harpoon the Blues, yeah. We're going to sit back and watch this game tonight, Collingwood and Carlton at their arch rivals Thursday night. My care factor over here is nil. I'm not too sure who I hate more, Carlton or Collingwood.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I think of it in football terms. It's a terms of endearment. I think when they hate you, they really love you. So I think you're clearly doing something right. Look, the Pies, the following and the Blues, I mean, it's always been underpinned. The rivalry's been underpinned, and there's always great interest in it because there's so many people interested in the game and supporting these 2 teams. So, and there's always been... back in my era, there was always feeling in these games, and I think it's sort of quelled a little bit, but, I think even the build-up this week, even last week with Collingwood with the bye, all people were talking about, anyone I came across that was a Collingwood fan, and even general football supporters couldn't wait for this one. I think even as football supporters, we love seeing a big crowd, and it always inevitably ends up a good game of football.
One of the original Collingwood 6-footers, Peter Dacos, our guest. His forward craft was absolutely elite. A lot of people watched and learnt, and probably coaches coached on the back of it. 5-time leading goal kicker. Dakes, important question. Did you ever push an opponent under the ball? And if you did they cannon into someone, and did they get 3 weeks suspension for it?
No, never. I agree with the rule. You just can't do it. It's just too dangerous. I mean, it's oncoming traffic, isn't it? Whether it's backing back into you or, but when you're going forward and you're not bracing or not expecting it, and in a lot of those instances, as soon as you push a guy, he's off balance and, he can't brace. So when you don't have two feet planted firmly on the ground, you're in a bit of trouble. You're going to get knocked off balance, and in this case, you're going to get absolutely hammered. So, no, I don't think it's. Look, I sat guys under the ball. I planted my feet and kept them there, and then back myself, whether it be a step or two to, or let the ball run over my head and turn. But no, not in that instance. Would never have pushed. Sure, if it was out on a wing or something, I would never have pushed him into a pack. But, yeah, sometimes technique got the better of me, and maybe I pushed them off the ball, but never into oncoming traffic.
I'm going to go through hours and hours of tape and find that, Dakes. That could not... 250 games.
Yeah, for sure. No, look, I'm not saying I didn't push. I mean, there were times, but I never pushed players into packs on coming back. So... and there's a difference between the two. I mean, yeah, sure, at times I may have got the technique wrong. That's what I'm saying. But having said that, more times than not, I use I planted my legs, the hip and the body, the torso to just keep them off the ball and allowed me then to go to work.
Speaking with Peter Dacos, he's got a show at the Exchange Hotel Gawler Tuesday night next week, April 8th. Get your tickets at Eventbrite. And then on the Friday lunchtime, April 11th, the Kenzie Hotel. Get your tickets at Sticky Tickets there. Just going back, you obviously tell some stories about the good old days. I'm just trying to work out who would feature more in your stories and memories. Would it be a James Manson, a Damien Monkhurst, a Tony Shaw, a Banksy? I'm just trying to work out who would be there.
Oh, look, I think, Shawry's never too far from it. I mean, Shawry in an era where there was constant chattering. I mean, and I know you have a family radio show here, so I can't go into the specifics. But Shawry had try and wear players down, and it was probably akin to a Muhammad Ali in a sense. Like he'd be just yapping at him, and he'd be working him into a frenzy. I mean. Banksy had a physicality about him. So did Shawry, for that matter. Banksy was he was probably quieter on the field, but clearly led from the front by way of physicality. Mullane was just just follow me, boys type player. I mean, he always led from the front, as they say. So, yeah, Jimmy was good. I mean, Jimmy, aesthetically, people, we gravitate, sort of the pretty-looking footballers, and there was nothing exactly pretty about Jimmy, but boy, he was one of our key players. I mean, and highly effective. I mean, he was crucial to us in 1990. I mean, with his physicality, because it's like anything. If you're not controlling it overhead, you got to make sure they're not. And once the ball comes to ground, we had players, on the ready. So. Jimmy was terrific like that. But, yeah, I mean, God, then you could talk about, our import, Craig Kelly, your boy, your export, he was another one that didn't take any prisoners. Ned was pretty fearless. I mean, he had 2 gears, forward, reverse, and that was it. There was nothing fancy about what he did. But what he did have was just his size, and clearly, he used that and he intimidated a lot of guys. So, a lot of these games, it's perception, isn't it? I mean, players will intimidate, and that's gone out of the game. So it has these days. I mean, you can't even bark at the umpire. So, having said that, yeah, it's they were probably the guys. There was a lot more to them selling short. Guys like Gavin Brown, who was quiet, very, very quiet on the ground. But again, like his actions spoke for him, on just his intent,
Gee, we had a good SA connection. You mentioned Craig Kelly, of course. Tony Francis went over there to play in that flag.
Yeah.
We had a good Port Adelaide Collingwood exchange program. I mean, we gave you Greg Phillips, Choco Williams, Bruce Abernathy. You gave us Russell Johnson, Bomber Clifford, Wes Fellows. But Paul Rosonico, I have to pull you up on that one.
Yeah,
me mate Rizzo.
No, you're right. You're spot on, Timmy. Yeah, look, and I came over there with Trucco a few times in the early days. I know you were starting out at that time.
I've actually got a photo on my phone I showed the boys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And we've met, and I remember coming over, and I loved Port from afar. I mean, we didn't get a lot of the SA games. You clearly, guys, had seen a lot of our football at AFL level, or VFL as it was known back then. But, yeah, no, I always made a point, because we didn't get any coverage, but I always made a point, because it was the week after our grand final, of sitting down and watching it, and then, you're never too far from it, especially when we got Choco and Flipper over and Abba, and, they were always yapping about Port and... and from afar, I mean, the success, we were never too far from it. So they were fabulous to watch. And, yeah, it was great football even, back then when you'd get a few people into your own football park there. It was great.
Well, Dakes, have a ripper over here. Gather round. You'll absolutely love it. Thanks for your career.
I will.
One of the best to watch. And now you've given us two boys. Will give us a lot of joy over a lot of years. As I love seeing the joy on yours and your wife's and your family's face every time one of the boys do something. It just lights me up, mate. Hey, you're a star. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, boys. Thank you.
The great Peter Dacos. He'll be at the Exchange Hotel Gawler Tuesday, April 8th. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite. And then on the Friday for lunch at the Kensington Hotel, get your tickets at Sticky Tickets. Peter Dacos, our guest.
How good is that? And just having a look at the weather for next week when Gather Round rolls into Adelaide. So the Wednesday...
That's a week away.
It is. Wednesday, 25, sunny, beautiful.
Nice.
Thursday, game day for the Crows. Partly cloudy, 27 degrees. So,
rightio.
Good-looking start
So
to
the 10-day forecast would just about wrap it out. What's the rest of that look like? I know you're only worried about
I'm only just
beloved Crows.
I haven't gone to the 10-day. That's a little less trustworthy. I've gone to just the one that we've got right now. So
I wouldn't put any credit on that
just
whatsoever.
The Bureau's week ahead. We'll just trust that for now.
I must admit, when we did our fish off, Rowey said, that's looking like southwesterlies. We got there, it was northwesterlies.
So it's stormy and raining on Thursday night. All right, it's 12 minutes to 5. Asava Radigalia to join us after we check your roads.
In the Parklands, look out for a crash, Fullerton Road just before the Britannia roundabout. Another collision at Winvar, the Golden Way to McIntyre Road, really slow through that whole area. And best waterway getting fixed at Modbury, that is slow too, Wright Road near McIntyre Road. Busy South Road, Karata Park with cameras, Bundy's Road, North Adelaide, and Fullerton Road in the Parklands tonight. Want fast internet for less? Save $15 a month for 6 months on all Optus home internet plans. Hurry, ends April 6. New services only. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Going away on a road trip this Easter? Get ready to roll with TJM's flash sale. Score big and save up to 40% off camping gear and light bars, plus 20% off suspension, 20% off canopies and 20% off recovery gear. Want to know more and see what else is on sale? Head into TJM Nailsworth or Ranella to get your Easter road trip ready. But hurry, sale ends Friday, April 4th. Take the lead with TJM.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Have you ever dreamed of having the world's best Italian-made tiles in your home? Right now at National Tiles, select any one of our 17 very popular standard range tiles and we'll upgrade you to the world's very best Italian-made tiles absolutely free, saving you a massive $4,000 on an average 80 square metre order. Yes, have the world's best Italian-made tiles and depending on quantity, save up to $4,000 or more. But you'll have to be quick, so rush into National Tiles now and save. Conditions apply.
Yeah, it's just about happening this weekend. I reckon probably one of the worst things about summer ending is the ending of daylight or lack of.
I lose my steam a bit quicker, to be honest. I think I might be solar powered.
You may be. But I've got good news, mate. I think I've worked out how to combat the energy slump. It is McCafe's barista-made coffee. Tastes good, it's affordable, and their drive-through is the pinnacle of convenience. I can vouch for it.
I do too. I use them quite regularly. What blends do you use and what do you like?
Yeah, well, listen, they use 100% Arab... How do you say that?
Arabica beans?
Arabica.
Yeah, they're beautiful beans.
Oh, good. They're sustainably sourced, smooth and rich in flavour.
I could go a coffee after you pronouncing that. Eh?
McCafe via the drive-through, Delivery in store or ahead, My Macca's app. That's actually very handy. Get the My Macca's app, download that, skip the queue, straight in. McCafe, it's coffee fit for an Aussie, expertly crafted by baristas just the way you like it.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowey's.
So, visit Crowey's. And while you're there, join Crowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowey's.
Hey, it's Jordan Dawson here, captain of the Adelaide Football Club. I know the importance of a home ground advantage. And when it comes to building, South Australia is the home ground for Sterling Homes. With nearly 50 years of experience here, they know how to create the perfect home, whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Goal Square. If you're looking to build, look no further than Sterling Homes and get the home ground advantage today.
Hi, Sarah Wren here, Market Lead at FIVEAA. 2025 will mark my first year participating in the annual Vinnie's CEO Sleep Out. On June 19, SA business and community leaders will gather at Adelaide Zoo for one night to raise funds and awareness for people who sleep rough every night. If you're a business or community leader, help break the cycle of homelessness by signing up at ceosleepout.org.au.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
8 minutes to 5, all thanks to Sharman Shelving, who have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road. Timmy, we have a milestone man on the line.
We certainly do. Went to see Bill and Christine, didn't we, down
we did.
Sharman Shelving? Their brand new building is impressive. But this man, this is fantastic achievement. Congratulations on 100 AFL games. Asava Radagalia, how are you?
Thanks, guys. I'm going well. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, well, I heard you earlier today. Geez, mate, you're a bit humble. I would have really ripped myself up a bit, if I played 100.
No, it's mate, it's a great achievement. I'm super proud. Definitely taken a lot longer than I would have liked to get to this milestone, but it's I'm super happy. I'm looking forward to it.
When you reflect back on the games, what sort of warms your heart? What's a highlight that you think, I love that one. That was a really good game.
Well, it's probably my debut was probably one that sort of surprised me and a lot of others. I got drafted very raw and probably looked like I was going to take a while to play my first game. So I ended up playing in my second year in the AFL, and I was obviously struck by an injury in that year, but that moment, that game, I was super proud of, and my family was super proud of, and I look at that game as one of my greater achievements.
I think the stat is between 5 or 8%. I'm not too sure, Asava, what it is now. Go to play 100 games. So, mate, well done. You're in elite company there. Why do you play? What gets you up and training and competitive and get those boots on and working your guts out and eating well and being disciplined? Why do you play?
Oh, well, I'm in such a great spot at the moment. Like this is something that I dreamt of as a kid, to become an AFL player, and I get to do the thing I dreamt of as a kid every day. So, I love what I do. It gets me to provide for my family as well, and they're probably my biggest driver as well. So they're probably the biggest reason why I get out of bed every morning and do this and try and get better every day and work hard. So
no, you play.
I'm very fortunate.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm very fortunate with the position I am. So I make sure I never get too ahead of myself because I know this will never last forever.
Yeah.
But I'm super proud that I've made 100 games of it.
Well done. That's gratitude as well. Love that. Hey, Zach Butters, is he going to play? Is he in?
I tell you what, he looked pretty good in the track today.
Good.
He's moving around really well. I'm not sure what the selection for him looks like, but he's come along really well. And I feel like looking at him today, I feel like he only injured his knee last week, and he's moving very well, and it's come along nicely. So, he'll be in very soon, I would assume.
How did you pull up after the Bombers game, mate?
Yeah, I was pretty tired. I was pretty knackered. I played a couple of sample games before just to condition my body a bit, but nothing compares to playing AFL footy, especially at Marvel. So I was pretty wrecked after the game and got a lot of volume out of it too. But I was pulled up well during the week anyway.
Well,
that was my chair, by the way.
Yeah. That funny sound, yeah. Hey,
right.
In that game, it wasn't what we wanted. I mean, the pressure was an all-time low. Our contested possessions were right down. None of that's a part of our new game plan, is it?
No, it's not. There's obviously a few things that we got to fix up, and certain things aren't clicking for us at the moment, especially between our lines and our connection between our forwards, mids, and backs. But also, we probably struggled to run out the game last week, and that's been an issue for us. We went through it this week, and we're looking forward to this week anyway. But our good footy is not too far ahead of us.
Good.
Where's your best footy? Forward, back, ruck? both, everything? Where would you like to knuckle down at?
Yeah, I do see myself as a key defender now. That's probably my preferred position. I obviously started as a forward and played in the ruck. But, I feel like I get a little bit better balance playing as a fullback instead of juggling two positions as forward and a ruck. So, I do like to see myself settle as a defender.
Got the Saints, obviously, Sunday. Completely different game to the trial game, I would imagine. They've changed up a bit. 135 points against Richmond. They kicked 98 points against Geelong. They're hitting the scoreboard more than what they did last year. I think they only averaged 76. So it's a change for them as well.
Yeah, they obviously look very good at the moment. We looked through the stuff today and some of the game yesterday as well, and they're looking very high energised, and they're going to want to suffocate us through their contest as well. So that's what we got to bring as well to our game. But yeah, we're looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to bouncing back from last week too. So this is a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, we'll charge at them like I would at the bar at happy hour. So go straight through, mate. Right? Absolutely get them. Hey, congratulations on 100 games. Make sure it's another highlight this Sunday, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for having me.
Fantastic. Asava Radical there, playing 100th AFL game. That is magnificent. You can hear the humbleness in his voice.
And the gratitude.
So proud of just his family being proud of him.
Outstanding work. All thanks to Sharman Shelving, who have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road. We'll take a break. Riley O'Brien's going to join us in the studio after the 5 o'clock news.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. When Adelaide needs to know, 5AA News.
The latest round of tariffs confirmed by the US president.
With today's actions, we're also standing up for our great farmers.
He's put a 10% blanket tariff on all imports from Australia.
Live, local.
A lengthy police chase has ended with two teenagers driving onto the Oban track.
Direct flights between Adelaide and the US will begin in December.
Local news and information first.
Police swooped on a house, arresting 3 youths.
5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Feel good health catch on with Bupa. Get up to 12 weeks free when you join Bupa directly on eligible products by April 23rd. T's and C's apply. New members only. For award-winning health insurance, search Bupa 12 weeks free today.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
With so many holiday homes on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. Surfing Tina at a beach villa. Is that a shark? Or channel surfing Tina in an apartment. Ooh, a shark show. Book whoever you want to be. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Now, they say you shouldn't mix business with pleasure, but clearly they have not been to an AFL gather-round business lunch. This event brings together the AFL industry and the South Australian business community and offering the chance to celebrate footy while networking your business.
Well, the two can go together. Don't worry about that. How's this? This year's lineup of speakers includes AFL CEO Andrew Dillon, our Premier, Mr. Peter Melanauskas, AFL talent, media personality Paddy Dangerfield, who'll talk fishing and hotspots, Rory Sloane, Kate McCarthy and Bucks. Nathan Buckley, what a legend.
Well, tickets include seated dining with a delicious 2-course meal, a 3.5-hour drink package, exclusive guest speakers, as you just heard, networking opportunities, and an official 2025 Gather Round souvenir.
The 3.5 hour can roll out to 4. There's just a little bit of a bonus.
All right, okay, they'll be pleased with that.
Don't miss the AFL Gather Round business lunch on Friday, April the 11th. It's at the Adelaide Convention Centre. Look, you'll absolutely love this. Get your tickets now at afleventsoffice.com.au.
Up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 10. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 21. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Get down to the free open road and outdoor show at Jayco West Beach this weekend. JaycoAdelaide.com.au.
Both men vying to be Prime Minister have slammed new US tariffs announced by the Trump administration. Josh Bryant is travelling with the opposition leader on the campaign trail.
Australia is among the nations that are facing a baseline 10% tariff on goods being imported into the US. As part of the global measure, there are exemptions for pharmaceuticals, copper and some key minerals. After initial fears Donald Trump was also implementing a ban on Australian beef, it's been confirmed that trade will continue. Labor leader Anthony Albanese unveiling steps such as strengthening anti-dumping laws to protect local industries, and says while other countries have been hit with far higher tariffs, it's still a disappointing outcome.
There's no one that's got a better deal. That doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Liberal leader Peter Dutton also critical of the tariffs and saying he supports the Prime Minister's support response, but adding there is room to make an agreement and insisting he would have been able to get a better outcome.
Pathway for a deal to be done, the basis of which will be critical minerals and our defence relationship.
And the Australian share market has taken a tumble today on the back of the tariffs news. The market's reacting with shock and surprise. An Adelaide businessman will stand trial in July, accused of sexually assaulting young women during bogus job interviews. 67-year-old Solomon Farrar has pleaded not guilty to 18 counts involving 9 victims over 2 decades. He's also charged with having a sexual relationship with a child. Travellers to the US will soon be able to fly direct from Adelaide, cutting out the interstate connecting flight. United Airlines will begin direct flights to San Francisco from mid-December. Adelaide Airport's CEO, Brenton Cox, says it's historic.
This has been generations in the making. It's hard to describe. There's been many hands have worked on this over decades. So to be able to announce it today is incredible, and it's telling on the confidence I think many business partners have in where Adelaide and South Australia is heading.
Shrinkflation has hit Easter eggs, the price of chocolate has gone up and the size of eggs has gone down. Choice says chocolate Easter eggs from Cadbury, Nestle and supermarket chain Aldi have decreased in size, but the price has increased or remained the same. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Unleash the night at the Crazy Horse Review, where every show is unforgettable. Hindley Street.
Port and the Crows will reveal their squads for this weekend later this hour. Adelaide meet the Gold Coast on Saturday, with the injured Josh Rochelle needing to be replaced. While the Power have a home game against St Kilda on Sunday, it's set to be a milestone for Isava Ratugolea, his 100th AFL game.
I came in as a really raw kid, not knowing what my future looked like at AFL level. So whether to play one game was a great achievement, but to make 100 games is awesome, mate, and I'm proud of that, and my family's proud of that too. So that's the most important thing as well.
Tonight, Carlton take on Collingwood in the round 4 opener at the MCG. The game will be live on 5AA. Isaias is set to become the first player ever to reach 250 A-League appearances for Adelaide United. They play Sydney FC on Saturday night. And in Formula One, Yuki Tsunoda will debut for Red Bull Racing at the Japanese Grand Prix this weekend, replacing Liam Lawson.
First race in the Red Bull Racing, but also on top of it in home Grand Prix. I think best situation ever. Yeah, I'm just excited.
That's sport. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
At Ongabriga Heights, a crash, Churchill Road near Patapinda Road. Another collision at Brooklyn Park, made terrorists just outside the school. Windvale, residual delays after a crash there too. The Golden Way near McIntyre Road, and busy for the drive home. Anzac Highway at the Marion Road intersection. Cameras, Lefevre Terrace, North Adelaide and Pentfold Road at Wattle Park. Get what you really want with Ford's Drive Away deals and get amazing prices on a wide selection of vehicles across the range. Get down to your local Ford dealer now. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 10 overnight, partly cloudy for your Friday, 21. Saturday, partly cloudy, 22. Sunday, a possible shower developing, 23. Right now, it's 20 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
Thanks, I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, Trump's 10% tariffs, what they mean for South Australians. Non-stop to San Francisco, the historic new flights from Adelaide Airport. Housing hope, is the rental market finally cooling? Your first look at the new Nintendo Switch and the incredible discovery of a white penguin on a South Australian beach. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Wayville Hyundai's 2024 stock clearance is on now. Every new 2024 Hyundai is priced to clear. No waiting, no delays. You can drive away today. Did you know you can always get your car in quicker for a service at Wayville Hyundai? Enjoy peace of mind knowing you're in the best hands with our expert service team. Ask about our service now, pay later options. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground at 11 Goodwood Road.
This protects the Duco from the sun. This stops the timber getting wrecked by the UV. Always put this on, mate. Keeps it in good nick.
When we cover things, they last longer.
Hey, Dad!
Same goes for you. Twice as many men as women die from melanoma in Australia. At its most aggressive, skin cancer can spread to internal organs like the lungs and brain and become deadly quicker than you think. Be sun smart. Save your skin.
Perched above the buzz of the Kent town, and it's a beautiful suburb in itself, is the sweeping views across the parklands. So the sparkling city skyline, your look is absolutely endless, forever yours to enjoy. Now, welcome to Parkline by Chase Crown, where living is all about going above and beyond. Now, I'm telling you, Stephen Rowe had a look at these beautiful apartments and said, I cannot believe the view. It is amazing, isn't it?
They are. Parkline is just moments from the vibrant East End with the character of the eastern suburbs right on your doorstep. This isn't just a place to live, it's a lifestyle upgrade brought to life by an award-winning team known for their impeccable craftsmanship.
Now here's something I'm sure will benefit
claim that, but that's what they've got, including the iconic 8 South Esplanade project. Go and have a look at it.
Absolutely. Every detail is thoughtfully designed, every finish carefully refined, now creating a sky home that feels like it was made just for you. Opportunities like this don't come along very often, so don't miss your chance. Find out more at parklinekenttown.com.
Now here's something I'm sure will benefit many listeners. For the relief of pain and other symptoms associated with mild arthritis and inflammation, try Arbor Vitae, like Rob.
Until I started taking Arbor Vitae, I had pain from mild to severe arthritis in all my joints from my active days when younger, playing rugby league and then working for over 50 years as a builder. It wasn't until July 2023 when I read an article about Arbor Vitae that I decided to give it a punt, having tried everything else with no luck. Within 1 week of starting Arbor Vitae, I started to notice a difference. I could feel relief from pain, and to my amazement, within 2 weeks all my pain had gone, and I was pain-free for the first time in probably 50 years.
Just like Rob, Arbor Vitae could have a positive effect on your life too. Arbor Vitae is available now at all major chemists and health food stores. Arbor Vitae, it's wellness backed by science. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey.
I am flabbergasted.
And Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival. Great to have you with us at 9 after 5. Doc Clark is stepping down as the Crows AFLW coach. He will join us a little bit later on in the program. We've got team selections for Crows and Port Adelaide at 10 to 6, so that is about 40 minutes away, and Port Locker Room tickets still to give away. But you can watch on the Adrian Bryan Hyundai live stream. We're on Facebook and YouTube, and you can take a test drive today to find your perfect Hyundai at A-Lifts Road, St Mary's, because right now in the studio with us is a man we always love getting in on a Thursday, thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more at 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Crows big man Riley O'Brien.
You up the OG! Riley O'Brien!
On the 5AA Sports Show.
The big hoo-ha is in the building. Got it right.
Hey, boys.
How are you?
Favourite time of the week.
Good.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah.
What's your favourite smell in sport?
Favourite smell in sport? We were talking about this before we came on, and hard to go past the smell of fresh leather, of a nice new Sharon you've just received. Or the deep heat in the change rooms. One of those two. Deep heat in the change room when you're rubbing it.
Great call.
We had a couple of footballers say a very worn Sharon that's just slightly wet. That has a distinctive smell.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Have you ever had
Feel like a
leather
wet
poisoning on those big symbols of yours? Have you ever clashed them that much that you get after a game, you go, Oh, I like that.
Yeah, not yet,
See, I
Rowey,
haven't-
not yet.
no.
But I hopefully at some stage in the near future. But we'll see how we go.
You a car racing man into cars at all?
I don't mind the F1s, Timmy.
Yeah,
I follow
well,
them a
Bruno
little bit.
said F1, the smell of F1 fumes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's
What
a
about
pretty
burning
distinct
rubber
smell.
at the
Like
drags?
burning rubber, the
Are they on
drags.
this weekend, the drags?
Yeah,
Up the bend? Yeah.
We interviewed Paul Reid last night.
That's it. That's a good smell.
Australian.
Yeah, I've
national
smelled it a little
record
bit.
holder.
Very distinctive smell, Rowey. And if I guess if you love rev, if you're a rev head, you probably would love it. So,
New car smell, do you like that one?
yeah, I love a new car smell. Yeah, it's a bit the same as a new Sharon. It's sort of that
It
that,
is.
that same
That gives
sort
you
of
that little buzz.
Yeah.
Timmy's favourite smell is when you come into finals and you just smell that cut grass.
Yes, that's exciting, isn't it? September, the sun's out.
Well, you'll be
and
back
the
there
fresh
this
cut of
year.
grass. That's the plan, Rowey.
That
That's
is
the plan.
No, but
So-
you will be there this year.
Yeah, or hopefully.
When can I lift the lid? You beat Gold Coast this week. When you know what? Actually, this is what I'll do because Rob's very understated, very measured.
Oh, he's got it,
He's a
mate.
thinker.
He
only plans 1 week at a time. So
Yes.
when he
Yeah.
tells
1
me
week
I
at a
can
time.
lift the lid, so I said round 15, which is the bye.
Round 15, you can lift the lid. Yeah, that's pretty conservative. I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Oh, that's conservative.
Yeah, that's conservative.
Oh,
That's
well,
good.
After we beat Port the next showdown, then.
Yeah, I think so. Is that when is that?
That's only
Rob's
round
encouraging
I
me.
reckon our next 3 weeks are good tests. I think we
Well,
have
what are
Gold Coast up there, Geelong for gather round, and then
5 day break,
and then GWS
Oh,
at home.
okay.
So they're three
Yes.
tough games. We'd really test ourselves out, and we're looking forward to the challenge. But firstly, Gold Coast up there is one of the tougher assignments in footy at the moment, I think, up at the Gold Coast. So we're focused on that and get that done, and then the lid can start to slowly just crack open a little bit, but a little bit at a time there, right?
Okay, fair call. I want you to be my barometer. Now, I'd be very confident against Gold Coast in the form we're in, and you up against Wits and all that, but, oh, God, I'm hearing Matty Crouch is out.
Yeah, he's a little bit sore at the moment, so he might be out this week. So it's just a bit of a management thing with an old fart like him. So we've got a 6-day
He's
break.
an old horse and cart.
Yeah,
Did you let that
he's
go
an old.
through?
He did.
Did you let that?
We got a 6-day break into a 5-day break. So
Yep.
he
Hip flexor.
Yeah, just he gets a bit tight through his hips. So he's a power athlete, and he just got a little
No,
bit
he's
sore.
not. He runs like a crab. He's like me. That's why he has sore hips.
Yeah,
I need mine replaced. He'll be the same.
Yeah, he might be down the track. So but we got plenty. As I said, we got plenty of guys to come in and play good footy. The guys in the twos knocking the door down. So
We'll get to them, but back to Matt Crouch because they've got Row. They're number one centre square, number one for score from clearance from centre square, which is one of their real strengths because you know what they've got around there, which is very important.
Yes.
Matty Crouch, I believe, is one of the best midfielders to read off Oppo's hand. So with him out, what shuffle will they do?
Yeah, he is
'Cause he's
certainly
hard
one
to
of the
replace
best
for you now.
around the stoppage. He is unbelievable. Just his craft in there and his nous to read the ball and be in the right spot is certainly hard to replace. But it'll be a matter of just everyone else picking up the load in there. I think Geordie Dawson does a great job in there too, and then all the other guys who roll through there. And James Peatley might see a bit more mid time.
He might get more mid-time. Sid Draper, all but certainly, would come off the sub-vest and jump straight into the 22.
Yes,
would be my guess.
We haven't finalised the subs yet, I don't think, but I'd think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think he's ready for a crack at a full game, and I think he's certainly earned that the way he's played the first few weeks, and he'll be chomping at the bit, Rowey, for a go
at the bit
at a full game.
And he's a young fart.
He's a young fart, yes. He's the opposite end of the
He's
spectrum,
see?
Matty. Yes, he's got a bit more.
Now, because Rob said it means I can say
Just using your licence now.
That's it now. See?
Okay. No more F-bombs, right?
No, we won't. Now, just quickly. So, Rochelle's out, and we think Draper will be more the midfield role. That means you're going to need a half forward up or a half forward. Now, the sample team, Wallet, Westies, and I thought Nankervis was outstanding. Peds is playing that role. I love him. You got Murphy and you got Berry. So who's going to be the one you think that will come into the 22 of those four?
Yeah, I think it's those four can all play footy. They've all played a lot of AFL footy, so it's not like we're having to bring in inexperienced guys into the team. They're probably guys that get a game at a lot of clubs and got a game with our club for the last few years. So they'll certainly be ready to go and come in, and we'll see how that lands. And you'll probably find out in about half an hour.
We will at 10 to 6.
Has no patience.
So
Have you
no,
noticed that, Rob?
No, I don't. So the oldest fart.
Yes.
is Tex.
Yes, he's old as, ancient.
He's a real old smelly one.
Prehistoric even.
Prehistoric part.
Different smell altogether.
I've said it 8 times, that word. Now stop it, Steve, because the boss is going to... The boss is going to... Well, he said it first. Are they resty? What are you doing with it?
No, he's good to go this week.
Good.
He looked pretty good last week. Looked like a young fella when he was running around. So, and he was happy to remind us of that all week. So he's certainly playing this week.
He's a champion.
He's so good, isn't he? He's so good. He does some stuff that you still shake your head at, and he's still going strong. So can't keep a good man down.
Oh, hang on. In the review, did they show him selling the pup and he dropped the handle?
No.
That's a fine.
They missed that. No.
Oh, he sold a pup.
Yeah.
And dropped the handle.
First couple of minutes of the game.
The cod just fell to the ground and got ran away for a point.
I do remember that.
Can you?
I do remember that. We had a few errors early, and that was one.
Okay.
I won't remind him of it, though, because he'll probably bite back at me.
Will he? Is he a bite backer?
He's a bit like that.
He?
Doesn't take a bit of banter very well.
Doesn't he?
Goes back a bit harder.
A little bit sensitive.
Oh,
he dishes it out, though.
He dishes it out. Oh, yeah. He needs to work on being able to take it.
You've got to be able to take it.
Yeah. I stay away.
Hey, mate, we sat here last week and I said, gee, I'm looking forward to the clash, you and Big Sherry, and it was enjoyable. I spoke to Peatling during the week and said, you were right underneath it, mate. What do you think? He said, oh, yeah, Rob did a great job and really gave us our share of looks at the footy. Doesn't get any easier, mate. Jared Witts.
Yeah.
He is a monster. Is he the biggest in the
He's huge.
AFL?
As the hooers get bigger and bigger every week,
hooers.
Timmy. So he is an absolute colossus of a man, Witsy. So had a few good battles with him, and he's certainly in some great red-hot form. He's had 2 unbelievable games to start the year, and it'd be a great challenge to match him in there.
The difference, too, being a left-hander, does it, you know, when you're working with ruck coaches and the like, what you sort of get on different angles of the circle to
chop his arm.
Yeah, certainly changes a bit in the centre bounce and the way you line up in there, because they're going to come from a different angle and jump a different way, and then around the ground, you certainly do target that left side more. If in doubt, you sort of come from that left side and try and take their arm away.
Okay.
If they end up in a dominant spot and have a free left arm, it can get pretty ugly pretty quickly.
Yeah. Gee whiz, there's a lot in that, right?
So if you're in trouble, that's a good one to go to attack their dominant arm.
Yeah, well done.
Chop it off.
Chop it off.
Have you ever, Riley O'Brien, worked your opponent under a marking contest or pushed him out of the way to get what I call superior position and take the mark, and that bloke maybe, got hit in the head and then you got 3-week ban? How do you see that, man?
Definitely.
As a player, God, that must send shivers up your spine to think, well, now I can't do that.
Yeah, it's certainly hard, Rowey. I mean, you are trained and you practice, I guess, pushing guys into that junk. So even at a stoppage, you'll push guys into the congestion and try and own the space. And then at a marking contest, it's the same thing. You'll try and push the guy where all the rest of the players are and the density is.
You called that junk.
Yeah, into the junk. We call it the junk. Yeah,
well,
where
like
everyone else is.
Yeah, exactly.
I use that term for something else.
Chaos.
What?
Okay.
You're talking about a mini skip when you put
Look at Riley O'Brien went red. What did you think I meant by junk?
No comment there. No. I'm talking strictly footy here, Rowey. Nothing else.
Good boy.
But,
don't let me drag you down. I told you that.
Too late.
I'll stay out of that. But yeah, it's a tough one. Certainly it's a tough one.
It is.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
It's stiff. It's stiff, certainly without a previous precedent or a warning. That's pretty hard.
Were you actually, you guys told about the memo that came out? The AFL reckon they released a memo about it.
Did I? I don't think so.
Right.
Maybe I missed that meeting, but I don't think we did.
That's that old line, I missed the memo.
Yeah, it's certainly been talked about. There's always something new every year, isn't there? There's something to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
You wonder if it's actually happened in the past and they haven't even talked about it, but all of a sudden it's the red hot topic.
No. What if your captain went and met with another coach from another team and had a little bo peep about, what may or may not happen that next year? And
yeah, that'd be hard.
That's an awkward one.
I'm just picturing Dorse meeting with,
Port
Adelaide down the road, or meeting with, back at Sydney or something. It wouldn't sit that well if he's trying to direct the group and tell us what to do and set the standards and
Isn't that what managers are for? That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, those can happen behind closed doors.
We've asked you, and you've said that's my manager.
Yeah, I mean, managers do it. That's exactly their role. So the player's role should be to focus on the footy, and especially as a captain, it certainly should be to focus on the club and the direction of the team. And it probably should be behind closed doors with managers.
Good. Let's just play hypotheticals, right?
We love this, yeah.
You're out of contract.
Yes.
You're angling for another term at the Crows,
yes.
and maybe there's interest from other clubs. I'm a coach from an AFL club, and I ring your manager and I say, hey, listen, Riley O'Brien's in the Gold Coast. I wouldn't mind having a little chat to him. How'd you handle that one?
What would I do personally?
Yeah, I want to meet you in the Gold Coast.
Unless you were really pursuing it and you were really interested and were really serious about doing it and you were pretty well committed to it, I'd steer clear of anything like that as an uncontracted
Riley,
player.
is it fair to say round 4, is that like a bit early for being really interested?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it personally, and that, as you said before, Rowey.
But plenty do now.
I know. It's a different, And you look at the NRL, they sign contracts while at one club they sign with another club. It's the same in a lot of world sports.
We spoke about that and we said, there was a lot of talk in the industry, let's get more mature on the rest of it. But I said, sometimes you've got to be careful of maturity and just plain poaching.
Yeah.
And I saw...
It's a fine line.
It's a fine line,
that Oscar Allen is he's deliberately being poached.
And you sort of lose that, that club feel, and it becomes more of a business the more you do that, and it's sort of you lose that loyalty. So I like the game as it is at the moment, and I still find that a little bit, strange.
Well, I don't think the young fella lacked any integrity. I think it was a bit of immaturity. Now, you got to remember, and to put a bit of levity on it, he was coached by Sam Mitchell at the club. He was friends with him or had a relationship with him, so it wasn't as if it was a random.
Yeah, true.
That probably softens it for me just a little bit.
You wouldn't apologise then?
But our very own Rory Sloane, now I don't watch footy shows, I just refuse to, but Sam...
Yeah.
Tell us about it. What happened?
Well, he spoke on Footy Classified. I'll let Rory speak for himself.
2018, I was a leader, a pivotal leader in our footy club, and I spoke to St Kilda, but we did it through a burner account later in the season on Instagram. A burner account on Instagram.
Breaking Bad over there.
Yeah, I followed a burner account on Instagram, and they did a full prezzo of this is what you expect from St Kilda. And that's how discreet I was, but that was way later in the season.
What do you mean, like a burner account, like you're just talking to them on your phone?
Like Instagram, I followed an account, and then they presented through...
so no one could trace it?
No one could trace it.
How's that? That's called secret squirrel stuff.
And that's a long time ago.
MI5 sort of stuff.
It is.
It was amazing.
You're too young for Maxwell Smart, haven't you?
No, Maxwell Smart.
And what was Agent 99?
Yeah, correct.
And he had
99,
he had a shoe that had a phone in it.
Yeah, I watched a bit of that. Watched a bit of Austin Powers as well. That's one of my favourites.
Well, Rory Sloane was Maxwell Smart.
Yeah. He's got a bit of Austin Powers about him too, actually.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Hey, with those glasses I've seen, yes. Yeah. And now... I've just been told they're going to extend quarter time, I think, by 2 minutes.
It's going to be very hot.
And half time by how many was it? Another 5, was it?
4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Really?
Now,
in our game?
In your game.
Yeah.
100% humidity.
They're saying the humidity's going to be quite
and you're a bit pasty with ginger hair, so you're in strife.
So that's
a hat.
Do you I was just going to ask, do you think that having an extra couple of minutes at the break...
No.
And does that help? Or
it might help a little bit in terms of...
You prefer a drink?
In terms of rehydration, it might help a little bit. Okay. But yeah, I'm not sure to make a huge difference. But it might. It would be nice if you did the old Brisbane Lions trick in the early 2000s. Had the IV bag. I wish I could do that, but it's illegal, sadly.
Yeah.
So
well, they used to put the saline dripping.
They used to grab an IV bag in each hand and chuck one in the vein of each arm, and John O'Brien would squeeze his own IV bag.
It's a true story.
True story.
It's the early 2000s when they won 3 in a row.
Yep.
Oh, you're kidding! That's cheating.
Well, it's rehydration because you cramp up there. And it's very humid, very sweaty. The ability to do that, and you feel a million.
At the time,
you've had an IV bag before.
It was illegal.
You feel $1 million pretty quickly. So that'd be nice.
So Essendon's peptides or an IV bag, which is the one that's going to give you the most boost?
Maybe a mixture of both, Rowey. But no, I'll stay well clear of that, Rowey. So
just don't let him drag you
down. Spring water for me.
That's it.
And plenty of Gatorade.
So the quarter and 3/4 time breaks will extend by 2 minutes from 6 minutes to 8. Halftime stays the same. So that's what you expect on the weekend, Riley.
Rob, have a ripper, mate.
Thanks,
We're
boys. I appreciate it.
Second on the ladder versus fourth. The midfield versus a midfield. Forwards and backs. We cannot wait. Live on AA 12:50. Rob, we love you, mate. Well done and Have a good one.
Thanks, boys. Let's go knock the stuffing out of them, eh?
Best of luck. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TV and more at 919 Marion Road, Marion. Here's your roads.
At Ongabringer Heights, a crash. Churchill Road near Patapinda Road. Brooklyn Park, another collision made terrorists just outside the school. And residual delays after a crash at Windvale, the Golden Way near McIntyre Road. Slow for works at Glenelg East. Brighton Road near Dunbar Terrace. Busy, the Port of Expressway at Port Adelaide with a camera at Wakefield Road in the Parklands. The federal election has been announced. All Australian citizens 18 and over must be enrolled to vote. Enrol or update your details by 8 p.m. Monday, 7 April at aec.gov.au. Authorised by the Electoral Commission at Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Go Harvey Norman for the hottest deals on the latest tech. New notebook computers in store now from just $348. Run-out prices on LG 2024 TVs. Big screens, king-size screens, all screens on sale. Save 10% on selected AEG kitchen appliances plus 10-year warranty. And huge $1 upsize deal in bedding. Buy a selected queen-size mattress and for $1 more, upsize to a king. Harvey Norman, hot deals store-wide. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions and exclusions apply.
Imagine waking up in a home designed for luxury living, where every day brings the opportunity for a morning swim, state-of-the-art wellness amenities, and evenings spent with friends. Retirement isn't about slowing down, it's about living on your own terms. Living Choice has created luxury homes with premium resort-style amenities and a community of like-minded individuals who believe retirement is about living life to the fullest. Make your choice. Living Choice. Go to livingchoice.com.au.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. We've been doing deals on a huge range of 2024 plate Mazdas, and we've just received truckloads more of them, all priced to clear. These drive-away deals on new Mazdas include free 12 months rego, free stamp duty, and accessory packs worth $500. Yep, absolutely free. All exclusive to Mawson Lakes Mazda. No gimmicks, just great deals. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
Crowies, love them. There's a store near you, premium quality paint. That's all they sell. Their team is just amazing. And don't take my word for it. Go on in.
Yeah.
Everyone has to do a paint at some stage.
Correct.
Everyone has to put up a frieze or some wallpaper.
Don't go into it willy-nilly.
Not willy-nilly.
Otherwise you'll end up with Nilly-Willy.
Who's he?
The opposite of willy-nilly.
He is. Now, willy-nilly doesn't know how to paint a chain, a door, a wall, a house, a shed or anything. Or render a wallpaper or coatings or whether it's metal, tiles or timber. So willy-nilly goes into the Crowies and he says to the lady behind the counter or man, my name's willy-nilly and I don't want to walk out here being Peter Willy-Dilly.
Correct. Caught Dilly.
Caught Dilly, Bob Willie, caught Lily. I want to know how to paint it and I want to do it once. And that's
Correct.
the thing, once. Now, you might have to sand it, you might have to undercoat it, all of that. They've got everything. They've got all the accessories, the drop sheets, the sash cutters, the undercoats, the primer. They've got everything.
As I've always said, the end depends on the beginning.
It does.
The beginning should be at Crowies.
That's exactly it. They only sell premium quality paint. They're friends of ours. Get in there. Tell them that Timmy and Rowey sent you. Don't say Timmy sent you because you'll end up dilly-willy-dilly-nilly. But if you tell them I sent you, you'll get a deal and you'll paint it perfectly because I was a master painter.
Don't be so silly.
Get into crowies.com.au.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre, the wearable sensor that monitors glucose levels straight to your phone. Trial it now for only $15 at freestylelibre.com.au. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttyres.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
29 after 5. Hey, if you'd like to get along to the Adelaide Thunderbirds opening game of the season, it's the grand final rematch against the Melbourne Vixens. They play on Saturday at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. You can secure your tickets from adelaidethunderbirds.com.au. Or if you'd like to head along, we have tickets right here, right now. Call the comp line 8223 0055. You and a friend can head along. Teams for Crows and Port will drop in about 20 minutes. Riley O'Brien just joined us. He gave us the news around Matt Crouch.
Yeah, he's a little bit sore at the moment, so he might be out this week. So it's just a bit of a management thing with an old fart like him.
Oh, hello. He said it again. Well done. So 2 out. Rochelle's out and Matt Crouch is out. 2 need to come in. Draper will come on into the 22, play midfield minutes. Someone has to come on as the small forward. I'd make that Pedler, and I'd still make Nankervis the sub because he's the next man in. But there is talk that it's going to be Lockie Murphy. Now, I do feel for Murph because the minute his name comes up, these sort of things come up. I'm going to do a Terry Wallace if Murphy comes in. I'll spew up. Murphy will come in. Murph will come in.
Oh, well, we'll find out very shortly, and hopefully my Zach attack is back.
Zach will be in.
I hope so.
5:30 headlines time.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. Peter Dutton says the government should have done more to negotiate against the United States' latest round of tariffs. An Adelaide businessman will stand trial accused of sexually assaulting young women during bogus job interviews. New direct flights will begin later this year, linking Adelaide to mainland USA. And in sport, Zach Butters could be back for Port this weekend. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
On Warringah Heights, a crash. Churchill Road near Patapinda Road. Got a crash at Brooklyn Park. Made tourists just outside the school. Winvale, residual delays after a crash. The Golden Way to McIntyre Road. And slow for works at Hallett Cove. Lonsdale Road near Perry Bar Road. Speeds at 40. Cameras McGill Road, McGill and Melbourne Street at North Adelaide. Max has all the best movies and shows like Barbie, the Harry Potter 8 film collection and HBO originals The Last of Us and The White Lotus. Max, oh killer, no filler. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 10 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 21. Right now it's 20 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
'Cause I'm Timmy G.
Righto, it's time for you to call in 8223 0055 if you want Port Adelaide locker rooms. It's the best place to watch the footy as they take on the Saints on Sunday. Call in now to play the quiz, 8223 0055.
Australia won't take any of our beef. They don't want it because they don't want it to affect their farmers. And you know what? I don't blame them, but we're doing the same thing.
I don't blame them, but we're doing the same thing. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Banning? I don't know. I mean, is it a 10% tariff or is it a ban? I think the outcome of this is going to be total economic disaster.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
It can be a dangerous game.
5AA Breakfast.
There's a reason the whole world has said since 1930 we don't do this anymore.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Liquorland is giving away $5,000 a day until Easter Sunday. Simply scan your flybys with any liquor purchase from Liquorland for your chance to win a $5,000 Coles gift card every day. Plus, when you shop participating brands like Johnny Walker or Kieran, you'll receive a bonus entry into our daily draw to win a $5,000 Coles gift card. Yeah! Head in store or shop online today for your chance to win. Cheers! Liquorland. T's and C's apply, ends 20th of April. Choose to drink wise.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. We're finding Adelaide is attracting people not only for its events and festivals, but for the long term, whether they're investing or making the move here. Last year, a significant number of our buyers came from interstate or overseas, making this an ideal time to showcase your home to a wider audience. At Toop and Toop, we have proven strategies to connect your property with the right buyers and ensure no opportunity is missed. Visit toop.com.au. Toop and Toop, Adelaide's trusted real estate advisors.
Now, you can buy a big brand expensive suit, but if it doesn't fit properly, what is the point? I tell you, you'll look average, it won't feel good, you'll feel average.
Well, I'm living proof because I am average. I'm a bit chubby, I'm short, I look like a wombat, and in a poorly fitted suit, I just look awful.
Yeah.
But then I just stroll down McGill Road, I turn right at Ignition for Men. Hallelujah, Taylor's Tailor Me.
Coming out
Pick
looking
the
like
one I
Rory
want.
Sloan.
And look, the brands, Armani, Canali, Xenia, the other four I can't pronounce, but they're bloody good.
Pals
I'll
at
tell you.
Larry.
That's the one. They really specialise in making you look and feel good, and that is the most important thing.
Oh, yeah, it's the best
No, it
feeling.
is.
Well, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what shape or size you are, Ignition for Men tailor fit their suits to you. We've been through the process with Daniel. It is absolutely amazing. And you feel comfortable, you look good, and the main thing is It's the best feeling of all, strutting out of there.
But it's pure
like
quality.
Something out of a Bee Gees 70s film clip.
Okay.
Strutting.
Wow.
That's what you want to look like?
That's
You
it.
can.
Wow. So if you need a suit for work or any occasion, it might be a wedding, maybe a gala event, anything, your first stop, actually your only stop need be Ignition for Men. They're great mates of ours. They're the best fit, the best brands, just out of the city. It's at 54 Paynham Road, Stepney. Did I say McGill Road again?
Yeah, it's
Paynham Road. Paynham Road, you clown.
That's right.
Ignitionformen.com.au. Do that. Google it. Then get on your Heedy Lamar and get down to Paynham
Undercover
Road.
parking.
Done.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Louver House, the leaders in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof. louverhouse.com.au.
Going away on a road trip this Easter? Get ready to roll with TJM's flash sale. Score big and save up to 40% off camping gear and light bars, plus 20% off suspension, 20% off canopies and 20% off recovery gear. Want to know more and see what else is on sale? Head into TJM Nailsworth or Ranella to get your Easter road trip ready. But hurry, sale ends Friday, April 4th. Take the lead with TJM.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
24 minutes to 6. Doc Clark's going to join us before 6 o'clock tonight, and teams aren't too far away. 13 minutes till we find out who will be playing for Crows and Port in round 4. But right now...
'Cause I'm Timmy G.
Yes, he is, and he's our quiz master. And Mark at Woodcroft, it's nearest to the pin. Here's Timmy.
Yes, Mark, this is how it works. 5 callers, each get a turn. Nearest the pin, closest to without going over the amount. So the question is, Mark, how many disposals did Peter Burgoyne have in Port Adelaide's 2004 prelim final v St Kilda Amy Stadium?
I'm going to go with 22.
22, thank you, Mark. Let's go to Larry.
I'd say he'd have to have about 32, I reckon.
All righty. He played a good grand final, didn't he? This is the prelim. Jalen?
I'm going with 34.
34.
Are you Pinaroo, Jalen?
He is Pinaroo.
Yes, Pinaroo.
Any rain up there?
No, it's looking pretty dry up here at the moment.
Are you a wheat sheep farmer or a potato farmer?
Nah, it's sheep.
Are you a Port man?
St Kilda man.
Oh,
that's why he wants to go.
That's why he's ringing.
Like yeah.
Good on you, Pinaroo man.
Graham at Ingle Farm?
Yeah, 29.
29.
Okay.
Wayne, Gulfview Heights?
Hey, guys, I'm looking at 45.
45. Okay, thank you, Wayne. Now, I'll just have to speak to our adjudicators because...
We might just have to do everyone again. Everyone's gone over.
Everybody has gone over the total.
Everyone's gone over.
Everyone's gone over the total, so you need to give me a new number.
What was the lowest
25.
number we had there?
The lowest number was 22, so it's below 22,
Okay.
Mark. Give me a new number.
I'm going to go with 19.
Thank you. Larry?
18.
18. Jalen?
16.
Grant?
12.
And Wayne?
Let's go 15.
15.
Guess what?
Without going over, the winner is Jalen at Pinaroo. Can you believe it? A Saints supporter.
Jalen.
Mate, the number was 17. You went 16 and you didn't go over, so you are the winner. Congratulations.
Well done.
Look, it's a fantastic room. You'll be absolutely entertained in there. Great seating. You get food. You get halftime Balfours. You get a continuous 5-hour beverage pack. Just please tell me you're going to take a Port supporter with you.
I'll probably have to. Keep things interesting, eh?
I like it, Jalen. I like it. Hey, all the best, mate. You'll have a great time.
Thank you very much, fellas.
Well done. Wins 2 locker
How
room
good's that?
tickets to the 5AA locker room. That is sensational. Port Adelaide taking on St Kilda this Sunday, 6th of April. 2:50 the game starts. If you want tickets, go to portadelaidefc.com.au.
Carlton Collingwood tonight, heads up round 4, be a cracking game. Crows have got a very big game at the Gold Coast. 12:50, we'll be calling it live on 5AA. In our 5AA, well, it's our Nova room, but it's our 5AA
temporary studio at the moment.
Studio. We've got massive screens, and we always have either the footy on or live sport or anything. Anyway, there's a Fox TV station on. I'm not too sure what they're watching. And I'm looking at Rory Lobb. Now, Rory Lobb is shaving his head. He's dyed it light pink and he's put a stencil of a red rock lobster on the back of it. He would not play footy without in his head, will he?
100%.
Wow.
That's him.
That is...
He's got a red stencil of a rock lobster on the back of his head, dyed light pink, and it's basically shaven.
It's a new look. There's no doubt about that.
What? What?
Yep, there's lots of different personalities in the game now, Stephen, and you're allowed to exude that.
No, you don't. You don't encourage that.
He'd cop some stick from his teammates, surely.
He'd have to.
And
That's more than a fine. Yeah, but there must be... I reckon the AFL would have a rule, because we've got some new AFL people that are in charge now.
We do.
There must be a rule about doing that.
I reckon it's the bad look rule. Bad hairdo rule.
Well, he's had dyed blue hair and all sorts of stuff.
You know, most footy clubs, when you recruit someone from another club, and he's been around, hasn't he, Roy?
Journeyman.
There's the no head policy.
Yeah, but he might
be a great guy.
He might be a different bloke.
You reckon?
Glenn Manton at Carlton was a really different cat, playing a flag.
Isn't he the one that had the blue with Chamara Ugle-Hagen? Did they live together? And
there is reports about that, yes.
I think he's got something written all over him. Do you want to go to Quentin with a Q?
I do, because I reckon I know what he's ringing about. He is the Gold Coast Sun supporter. Quentin?
Quentin with a Q?
G'day, fellas. Hey, isn't it ironical, Stephen, that the most important game for the season is against the Gold Coast, your mob? You bagging my team all last year and saying how bad we are, and we're an AFL supported club from the hierarchy, but it's the most important game for the Crows, which is going to be a great game. I can't wait.
It'll be a ripper.
No bets, Quentin.
No bets.
No bets. No, I'm not allowed to bet.
Good boy.
I lost my first wife over betting, but
oh God.
Isn't it funny that Mr. O'Brien, Riley O'Brien, just saying he wants to smash the stuffing out of us?
Yes,
he's going to take on Wixie. It'll be interesting in the midfield. The midfield is where it's going to be won, because I think our forward line, your forward line, back line's about the same. Midfield is going to be Rowey and Anderson. It's just going to get absolutely smash you. I can't wait.
Good on you, Quentin. I'm a bit worried that Matty Crouch is out. Stay with us, because in about 8 minutes the teams will come. That's a bad out.
Your energy levels from Monday have lowered quite significantly.
Well,
the
lip has dropped.
Yeah.
He's so important. And I'm glad Matty Nicks has finally worked it out. He wasn't playing him.
Last year, you're right. This time last year. All righty. I did mention a few updates to the AFL football department. I'll just run you through it, Stephen, all right? Just, you'll have to concentrate. You won't be able to, you will not have a clue what I'm talking about unless you concentrate, okay?
Right. You have my undivided attention.
Because I think this is going to challenge you anyway. Certainly challenge me. AFL Executive General Manager of Football, Laura Kane, get hold of these titles, is pleased to confirm team updates to the AFL football department, with Nick Carra appointed as General Manager Football Operations. Jeff Walsh expanding his role in the department as well. This is an update to Kane's leadership team, including GM of Football Performance, Josh Marnie, General Manager AFLW, Emma Moore, Head of Mental Health and Wellbeing, Dr. Kate Hall. I don't know about you, but I need a whiteboard right now to find out who's doing what, where, and what they're looking after. I mean,
this is worse than the public servants.
Well, I'm going, Nick Carra appointed General Manager of Football Operations. Well, what is Josh Marnie?
Football Performance.
5 years ago, one dude did that whole job and did it really well.
That was Scott, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then 5 years before him, Mark Evans, who's now the GM of Gold Coast.
But I'll tell you who did it too was Hocking.
Hocking did a magnificent job, Steve Hocking.
Yeah.
So why do we need 5 people to do one person's job?
This is quite significant, isn't it?
This is overkill.
What's Laura doing?
What is Laura doing?
You've got all these other people doing
She's
stuff.
the Executive General Manager of football instead of like the General Manager of football.
So they all squirrel away the work, put the reports on her paper, on her desk. She reads them, then she consults with them, and then they finally make a decision. After it's rubber stamped by the commission. Wow.
We wonder why everything's glacial, according to Jimmy Bartell there at AFL House.
There it is.
What do they call bureaucratic tape.
Yeah. Well, bureaucrats in there.
That's a big word. They're morphing into the public servant.
The reason Rory Lobb has got the lobster on the top of his head
is
because his nickname is Lobster. That should make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
and he's
absolutely.
playing his old side in FIVEAA apparently this week, so that's what he's looking to cause a stir with the old fans.
God, I would try and
So there
bloody
you
whack
go.
that lobster fair off the back of his head, you idiot.
My nickname was Nippy. I didn't, have the Nippy's fruit juices on me top of my scone, did I?
Was it Nipper or Nippy?
Bit of both.
Bit of both.
We have the teams
Mine
coming
was
up.
Clacker.
After, good thing you didn't have that in the back of your head. It's 15 to 6. Let's check your roads.
The crashes around for the drive home, one at the Britannia roundabout. That's surprising. That's at Norwood and Kensington Road intersection. A few delays through there. Another collision at Brighton, Beach Road in the Esplanade, and a smash at Onkaringba Heights. Pretty slow too. Churchill Road near Patapinda Road. Quite busy. Anzac Highway at Nowrend Road. Quite slow. Main North Road at Enfield with a camera Rundle Street at Kent Town. Score a screamer of a deal at PWS. Get a case of Carlton Dry bottles or cans of $48. Save 11. Hurry, offer ends Sunday. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
If you want to know what's going on at the Port Adelaide Football Club, listen in to the 5AA Sports Show. Each week, Rowey and Timmy G chat with the players and coaches in the know. Thanks to Sharman Shelving. Sharman have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
At IGA, great value is easy to find. Like Pepsi or Solo 375ml 10-pack varieties, $9.45 each, half price. IGA, you can't beat local. Offer ends April 8. Participating stores only. Excludes IGA, local grocer and Foodland.
If you're looking for friendly, reliable and high-quality printing, think Tag Printing. From printing and copying to scanning, Tag Printing handles it all with precision and speed.
Yeah, they're good people. If you have big plans to print, Tag Printing specialise in fast, high-quality plan printing. Perfect for architects, builders, engineers and designers. So, plus most jobs are completed the same day, which is very fast.
That's good. And because it's important to keep your prints protected and looking professional, Tag Printing offer laminating and mounting services.
I like that. So you'd know all about this game, would you
Yes,
not?
I
With your previous history, of course. So whether it's for business, student or personal projects, Tag Printing should be your go-to. You'll find them at 134 Glen Osmond Road, Parkside. That's just 5 minutes from the city. Or you can jump online, take a look at everything they do at tagprinting.com.au.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
What do free Medicare urgent care clinics, cheaper medicines, cheaper childcare, free TAFE, energy bill relief and tax cuts for every taxpayer all have in common? They've all been delivered by the Albanese Labor government to ease cost of living, and Labor will do more. More free Medicare urgent care clinics, more tax cuts, more energy bill relief, more bulk billing for all Australians and 20% off HEX debt. Labor is building Australia's future.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
Now, they say you shouldn't mix business with pleasure, Stephen, but they clearly haven't been to an AFL Gather Round Business Lunch. This event brings together the AFL industry and the South Australian business community, offering the chance to celebrate footy while networking for your business.
This year's lineup of speakers include AFL CEO Andrew Dillon. We might want to ask him off from the floor a question about the footy department.
Yes, Q&A.
Premier Peter Malinowskis might want to ask him a question from the floor. And AFL talent and media personalities Paddy Dangerfield, Rory Sloane, Kate McCarthy and Bucks.
Nathan Buckley, yes, seated dining with delicious two-course meal, 3.5-hour drinks package, exclusive guest speakers, networking opportunities and an official 2025 Gather Round souvenir.
Yeah, this is the one, so don't miss the AFL Gather Round Business Lunch on Friday, April 11. It's at the Adelaide Convention Centre. Get your tickets now at afleventoffice.com.au.
Did you know that over 50 million people worldwide live with epilepsy? That's why CMAX Clinical Research is trialling a new potential treatment and needs your help. If you're aged 18 to 55 and generally healthy, you're invited to join a valuable clinical trial. If eligible, you'll spend 3 nights at CMAX and attend 3 follow-up visits. Plus, you'll get paid for your time upon trial completion. Interested in taking part? Apply today at cmax.com.au.
It all started in the back shed. Maybe it started early or late. Either way, the Olympic Industry sale means there's no need to wait. With big savings on our entire range of SA-engineered sheds, garages, carports and verandas, you can afford to start something big, tough or tasty in your own backyard. Start something with the Olympic Industry sale. On now.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
At 10 minutes to 6, the World Game isn't too far away at 6 o'clock with Stefan Mork, and we'll speak to Doc Clark in just a moment. Premiership coach for the AFLW Crows will be stepping down at season's end, but the teams have dropped for round 4. Rowey, Timmy, let's go through them.
Yeah, well, Josh Rochelli, we know, is out for probably 4 to 6 with those ribs, so he's a half forward up type. Matt Crouch is your ball midfielder inside. He would have been great against Matty Rowell, but he's not there. He's got a hip flexor, so he's rested, so he can be right in 5 days' time after this game for showdown, gather round against Geelong. So Luke Nankervis, no surprise, been in the best form in the sample. He comes on. My best guess is he will be the sub, and Lockie Murphy will come on and replace Josh Rochelli. So have your say about that, 8223 30000, which means Nankervis will be the sub. Sid Draper comes on into the starting 22, I would imagine, through the midfield on the half forward and off. That's the changes.
And for Port Adelaide, well, it's an extended squad because it's Sunday at 2:50 p.m. Adelaide Oval. He's been named. Zach Butters returns. That's very exciting. Ollie Lord, Jeremy Finlayson, Lockie Jones. The only out at this stage is Ivan Soldo won't play. So from there, you'll get 1 for 1, probably Lord or Finlayson.
Yep.
Then we'll just see who comes out of the lineup because the extended bench is Joe Berry, Wines, Drew. Now, Wines and Drew aren't coming out. Tom Cochran only just got a quarter. I wouldn't be dropping him.
He'd be stiff.
Bokey, Lord, Finlayson, Lockie Jones. So, yeah, I'm not sure how that all fits into a 23. So we'll see how that one plays out tomorrow.
Let's go to our next guest. Matthew Clark is a dual AFLW Premiership coach after this season. He is going to, well, let's call it pull up stumps because it's still a bit like cricket, isn't it? After 8 great seasons in charge. Doc, welcome.
G'day, boys. How are we?
Congratulations. Can you go through the why for us?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's sort of, I made the call towards the end of last year, so we've announced it today, but it feels a bit strange to be talking about it, actually, because we've kind of just been getting on with business as usual. But the why was basically, I think in sort of leadership roles, there comes a point where you've got to assess what you think is best for the group holistically, and after 7 years, often it's time to have some renewal. Clearly, we've had a pretty good run, and when you have success early in the piece, I guess you have to take it upon yourself to make these type of decisions, because I guess there's probably a general conservatism in footy clubs that they'll probably stick with what they've got. But I just think it's the right thing for the group, basically, and also, personally, I'll be probably ready for a fresh challenge as well at the end of what will be a great season this year.
Yeah, I mean the demands have increased. The hours I get, you've done a fantastic job there. Sounds to me like your flames diminished just a bit for the drive for it, and you yourself are looking for another challenge. So did you instigate the discussions with the hierarchy?
Yeah, no, my call. And not because of a diminished desire to do a really good job, and hopefully the players will have experienced that, since I've told them sort of 5 months ago. I would hope that they would suggest that nothing's changed. I'm all in to try and make this, the best season we've had, to, probably learn a few of the lessons of the last couple and see if we can get everything right at the pointy end of the season. But as I said, 30 years in footy, being around it, seeing different scenarios play out, tells me that sometimes you've got to refresh, and that's what we'll get the opportunity to do after this season. And, if you look around the competition, if you cross over into men's footy, often a very, very successful coach will continue on for 4 or 5 seasons beyond what they probably should, and I won't be in that category because this is my last crack at it, and hopefully we can go out with a bang.
Doc, I reckon you're just about spot on. I have been accused of perhaps quoting John Carl on the show a few times too many, perhaps, but I'm going to do it again. But he did say to me, Doc, he said, I reckon as a coach, a leader, a manager, he said, I believe you've got about an 8-year maximum with a group. He said, then I think for you and for the group, you need to separate. And you've just hit the nail on the head. Bang, you have done it. I know you're a professional. You'll give it 100%, and the girls will have every success with following behind that. But I think you've really hit the nail on the head, mate. Well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm certainly conscious that there's, certain players on our list who I've been their only coach, and I don't necessarily think that's great to have your whole career played under one particular coach. I had thousands of them. I kept changing clubs. But probably the only reticence I have is there's 5 really talented kids coming into the program this year. So I only get to have 1 year with them, which makes me a little bit sad. But hopefully we can invest fully in them and set them on their way to have really strong careers also.
Well, I'm going to test you on that. I just thought during your coaching time, the highlights of those that you coached that excelled and jumped up and you thought, wow, that was excellent. I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed being a part of their growth and getting them up. Like, who's won the most coaches' trophies in your time? Who is that player?
Yeah, well, I think that's the coaching bug, to be honest. I mean, obviously there's the winning. That's hard to go past, but really it's seeing that growth and development, in a player that comes in and has got raw talent, but perhaps hasn't quite harnessed it yet. I think of even someone like Chelsea Bedell, who spent 2 or 3 years sort of on the fringes of the team, and then we made a switch, pushed her to half back, and she went sort of all Australian. So I was like, oh, that one worked. Now it didn't really have that much to do with me. It was more down to all the work that she put in. But there's been a number of those instances where you see players just blossom. It's brilliant. Beautiful. It's great fun.
Have you thought about the what next yet, Doc?
A little bit, not a heap, to be honest. That it, as you highlighted at the outset, it is a reasonably demanding role. Even in this off-season period, we're running about 6 sessions a week. So there's plenty to get on with for this year, and I really want to throw all of my energy into it. But beyond that, it will be good to set the sights on a fresh challenge, and whether that's attached to footy or whether I have to dust off the tools and go back to the veterinary caper, probably not. But I've got a few other pieces of paper on the wall that I probably should have used over the years. So it might be in a different avenue, but the number one priority for me is to just throw everything into this year and make sure that I'm leave no stone unturned to do as good a possible job as I can for the players and for the staff and for all our supporters. Well,
you've been a diamond of that program, and you will certainly do that, Doc. 3 grand finals, some real close prelim losses, 2 premierships. It'll be a great 8 years. Mate, all the best, and thanks for your time.
Thanks for having us on, boys.
See you,
well
Doc.
done. Doc Clark there. That's it, AFLW.
Great bloke. And,
one of the best.
Wherever he goes and whatever he does, he'll do it.
He will.
He certainly will. It's time for the 6 o'clock news. Coming up after that, it's the World Game with Stefan Mork. Lots to talk about down at Adelaide United and across the rest of the soccer landscape, of course. But we're back tomorrow from 4 o'clock. Have a great night.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Hi gardeners, Charlie Allbone here. The one thing there's no room for in my garden is weeds. So when they start to